New series that we're starting this week. It's kind of like our Advent calendar. We are focusing in on a different ministry that does, absolutely amazing work either in New Zealand or internationally, and encouraging you to prayerfully consider charitable giving to one or more of these organisations as part of your celebration of Christmas. And joining me on the program now from CBM in New Zealand, Murray Shead. Murray, kia ora. Thanks for joining us today.
Kia ora, Andrew. Great to be here, as always.
And also, today's a bit of a significant day, actually. International People with Disabilities Today, and that's very much the sector that you guys are working in, all about supporting people with disabilities in some pretty tough places around the world.
Yeah, absolutely. No, so it's a great celebration day today, just to highlight people with disabilities and the incredible work they do, and for some people, the incredible barriers that they have to overcome. And so having it as an international day is a really great way within specific countries, including New Zealand, of just making sure that we keep people with disabilities really strongly in front of the public, in front of governments, etc., just so that their human rights can be respected, because that's not always been the case.
Certainly, this is something we're going to be talking about a little bit later in the program. Just wanting to acknowledge CBM's work in that space, and a way in which people can connect and be part of the work of CBM is through a wonderful scheme called Gifts of Life. Talk us through what this is about. Murray, how can people be involved?
Yeah, that's right. So Gifts of Life, so basically just giftsoflife.org.nz is where you can find it, or also on our CBM website. We have opportunities for people to connect maybe more personally with some people with disabilities overseas, via giving some very, very specific and very, very helpful kinds of gifts. So I'll just give one example for us to start, and we can talk some more about it as well.
Yep.
We have some what we call livelihood projects, which are basically helping people with disabilities to be able to make an income to support their families. Because often, if someone has a disability, it's much, much harder for them to work.
Yeah.
So one of the gifts for $10 is you can give a chicken, which would help someone with a disability to obviously raise that chicken with their other chickens, and that's a way of not only producing eggs, of course, but also sometimes meat and sometimes for sale as well.
Yep.
So there's plenty like that as well. So for example, you can help a child to walk. $50 gives the gift of movement, providing crutches and leg braces for a child who may have had quite a bad accident that wasn't picked up, and his bone had set wrong. And now that they've come to a CBM hospital, CBM funded hospital, they can now walk again, but sometimes they need a little bit of extra support, leg braces, etc., temporarily, sometimes permanently. And that's something that can be gifted for $50, which is an incredible thing to do at Christmas, that special time of giving for us.
That is amazing. Now, of course, one of the things CBM is most famous for is cataract surgery. That's also one of the gifts that we can give at Christmas time?
Yeah, absolutely. So the cost of all the consumables that go into a cataract surgery, around about $35. That's another thing people can gift. And again, the incredible gift that this is to someone who may not have been able to see their friends and family for years because of a cataract, which is operable. It's just that they didn't know the service was available. So CBM's health workers, outreach workers go village to village, screening people, making sure that they don't miss out just because they are poor or they live very remotely.
I must say it's wonderful to continue the partnership between Rhema Media and CBM, and to support the work that you do. I know a lot of regular listeners to the show will be familiar with that work. But this is, I suppose, a new way of making charitable giving, of supporting a Christian charity that you know is going to make a huge difference in people's lives. of a wonderful way of making this part of our celebration of the birth of our Saviour. What would you say to encourage people to consider making that step this year, Murray?
Yeah, so I mean, in particular today on International People with Disabilities Day, if you look through the Gospels, when Jesus came to earth all those Christmases ago, one of the things that he was obviously very, very much drawn to, had a massive value around, was stopping and seeing someone with a disability and intervening.
Yeah.
It's something that's quite remarkable. He seems to be absolutely drawn to people who are perhaps on the very edges of society, because in those days in particular, people with a disability might have been pushed right to the side.
Yeah.
And it could even be a death sentence. And in some countries today, of course, it's better than that in New Zealand now, but in some countries today, that's still the case. Yeah, so this is a way of really walking in Jesus' footsteps.
Yeah. Wonderful stuff again. Murray, thanks again for what you do. Wonderful to have this partnership with you. But if people wanted to find out more about the gifts of life, how do they connect? How do they find out more and make this part of their Christmas?
Yeah, so you can look it up online, giftsoflife.org.nz or just cbmnz.org.nz. That's one way. Also, my team of amazing, friendly people who are there to pick up your call. 0800 772264 is our number. So a couple of ways there.
Well, hey, thanks for what you and your lovely team do. Certainly, I know it makes such a difference in people's lives. Merry Christmas to you and yours, Murray. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, and bless you guys. Cheers. Thanks, Andrew.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.